Hello? Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. We're a little bit late, but it's grand. I was busy, and then I read, oh, look at the time. But we're here now. Hope you're all keeping well. Hope your day has been grand, or maybe it's night time, or it's only starting. Who knows? But to join us today for a flight, in Flightsym 2024, we're taking out the updated Starship. Ooh, this received some updates a few days ago, so today we're going to check it out to see what it's all about. We're on the ground here in Spain, Córdoba, Lima, Echo, Bravo, Alpha, LEBA, and we're going to do some flights with OnAir. That's going to plan what we're doing and where we're going. But oh, a plane just appeared on top of me plane. Oh wait, why isn't it? Bam! Jesus! There we go. Right, that's fine. I was like, wait, hang on. We have a livery for the Starship? I didn't think so. But anyway, nothing's going to stop us now. Brilliant. Anyway, yes, we're going to use a bit of OnAir with this one today. And the Starship, this is going to be hilarious. It's amazing when you don't fly an aircraft for any period of time, how rusty you get with it. Particularly when it comes to something like the Starship, because the depth of systems on this yoke, well, it's absolutely mad, right? So we'll give it a shot. I've been looking forward to this flight for ages because I do love the Starship. Not everyone's cup of tea when you look at the aircraft. They kind of look at it and go, canard design? Yeah. This is one of the absolute best simulations of an aircraft in a flight sim. It's incredible, and it's lots of fun to fly and try and, you know, not break the stuff, right? And then later we're going to be doing some briefing for our Vatsim flight tonight. We're going to be flying the 737-800 out of New Orleans heading over to Orlando. Ooh, so it's going to be a busy one today, lads. Fierce busy today. But anyway, we'll start off as we always do with our daytime streams. If you have any questions about the sim or any settings, we'll do let us know here in the chat wheel. More than happy to take a look and see what we can do. What have I new? Well, not really. Right, I did some F1 last night for another 20 minutes just to make sure I knew what I was doing. And all I can say is that is going to be the death of me because you can't just stop playing. It's very good. If you haven't got F1 2025, it's tremendous crack, right? But yes, we'll see what happens. Who's here, look, on a Thursday? Shunty, what time is it? It's that time, but it's grand. If you're just tuning in, we've been here for the last 40 minutes. Norse Viking, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. PH Roy, good afternoon. Hope all is well with you, Roy. Malky Mac is here. Patrick Doyle, good to see you. Mac Vision is in the house. 98 Vulcan, good morning all from Gosford, Australia, where it's nearly my bedtime. Oh, Jesus. Good to see you, Vulcan. 5 streams in a row from APU Inspector. Good to see you, man. The weekend is near. The weekend is near. It's the penultimate lap before we hit the weekend. Brilliant. But anyway, who else is here? Hermit Something, good morning to Boston. Hope you're well. Where is this now? Happy 7 streams in a row to 98 Vulcan. Top man. Soaring AJ. AJH man, hope you're well. And we're going to be flying in your parish later this evening. Yeah, it's going to be great. Crafty Tigers, good to see you. Malky says, remember it's Air Act Day today. Oh, it is. We'll get some updated nav data. Pieman Jim is here. Good morning. Doc Nader, you're very welcome aboard. Schutz is here. Hope we're all good. You too, Schutz. Hope you're well. Toombs, you devil. Tier 3 for 8 months, Toombs. Thank you very, very much indeed. That's insane support. Tier 1 is absolutely mad. Tier 2 is like, what? Tier 3? Are you coming around for dinner? It's absolutely bananas. Thank you very, very much indeed. Lead Ballooner, good morning, hope you're well. DK Funfly is here. Mr. 90, hello. Roy says, I hate to say it again, 2 family members. Jesus, Roy, seriously. Again, a little distraction. I can only imagine. You poor old devil. It's everywhere, though. It really is. Oh, what can you do? What can you do? Who else came in the door here now? Look, we have Dave Cleary, a legend, Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Flightsym Max, good morning. Hope you're well. Stray Pigeon is here. I'm trying to use the C210 in OnAir, but struggling with loading cargo. Is it something that I'm missing? It's easy with the 172. I'm not sure, Stray Pigeon. So you're having issue with the cargo. for the C210? Well, it should load automatically. Just make sure that your seating configuration is correct, because when you go into the aircraft, you need to kind of say, is it passengers or cargo? Maybe have a quick look there, but let me know. Ashley is here. Hello, Ashley. Good to see you. Random note, X-Plane 12.3 is now public. I'll have to check it out. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, I've been looking forward to that. Surrey and Sussex boiler repairs. Welcome in. We're here in the Blacksquare Starship. It's based on Beechcraft's Starship, a very futuristic looking machine from the late 80, early 90 period. And it's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely there's more buttons, 14 CRT screens, 14 screens, right? And systems that would make even the most anorak wearing simmer go, that's a lot of stuff, right? Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. 8 minutes left, you're down 4.6 gigs, really? Actually, you went from 12.2, right? 4.6 gigs. Jeez, that's a huge one. More buttons than the $3 suit, right? Brilliant. And, but yeah, I was up late. I got stupid late. And F1, I'm having so much fun with it. Do you know, it's just, I got the wheel is set up and it's doing all the stuff, and the friggin' force feedback is on full pelt, so it's hard to, right, you give yourself a bit of a workout, but I'm having fun, and I think there's loads of stuff we can kind of do with F1, because we can fly the stuff there, we can drive the stuff there, and then do the races. So yeah, and the season just happened to have gotten very good. Do you know what I mean? Real world F1 is actually, it's after getting great again, and it's great to see. But when I went to bed then, of course, you know, on the phone, and you just do endless this business, be it on Instagram or TikTok or one of the... Do you ever get one of those nights? You can't sleep, why? Because you keep looking at stupid things. Did you know Leslie Nielsen did a skit for... was it Survivor Series with WWF back in the day? The Mystery of the Undertaker. Now, this is as old as, but it's classic Leslie Nielsen, you know. It's like, the sun was particularly bright that day. And then a son is sitting beside him on the chair reading all sorts of, you know, mathematical equations. Bright kid. Brilliant, right? Absolutely fantastic. And the case was closed. Literally at the end of it, the case was closed. The case is closed, Frank. Huh? Brilliant. But anyway, right. Yeah, you're on 12.2, look. Wow. Okay, massive update there, so... But anyway, right, we'll ramble over here and take a look at this machine. This will absolutely kick the bejaney out of you, right? I don't know what add-ons have the weather radar yet or when, but the stock aircraft will. Ooh, here's hoping the Reality GTN will have it, because I've only updated that. But anyway, here we are with our beloved Starship. And as I said, made from... it was a Beechcraft aircraft, but the designer was an absolutely mad fella, right? Beechcraft Starship. We have flown this aircraft before, but it's a twin turboprop 6 to 8 passenger pressurized business aircraft produced by the Beech Aircraft Corporation, featuring a canard design. Now, what do they mean by a canard design? You'll notice that there's no tail assembly. It's all at the front here, this front sweeping canard wing. And you might say, yeah, that's mad. But did you know the first flight of an aeroplane, which was the Wright Flyer, was also a canard design? Did you know that? So it's right back to the grassroots of early aviation, right? But anyway, extensive use of carbon fiber composite. It didn't sell many units, and production ceased in 1995, just 9 years after its first flight. There was only 53 of these aircraft built, right? And why? Well, development began in 1979. Beech decided to explore designs for a successor for their King Air line of aircraft. And they wanted something that would fly faster and carry more passengers. On the 25th of August 1982, Beech contracted with Scale Composites to refine the design and build an 85% scale-proof concept of the aircraft. One of the significant changes made to the design by Scale Composites was the addition of a variable geometry to the canard. The proof of concept prototype first flew in August 1983. The aircraft had no pressurization system, no certified avionics, and a different airframe design material specifications from the planned production model. Only one proof concept was built, and it has since then been scrapped. Prototypes were produced even as development work was continuing, and a system demanded by use of the composite materials as the tooling required is very expensive and had to be built for production. That's a lot of things you may not know when it comes to kind of aircraft development, especially years ago. It was one thing to make the aircraft, right? It was a bigger challenge and usually more expensive to build the tools that would build the aircraft. That was always a massive challenge, especially, anything from the Second World War onwards. And that's how an awful lot of aircraft, Janey, there's a plane flying. Who's that now? In a Hawk. Starbug. A lot of aircraft didn't see the light of day because, well, the order would have been so... It would have taken so long for factories to get kitted out, fitted out. The machines had to be designed and all of this kind of stuff. The aircraft was very much the finished product. But I always found that interesting. The program was delayed several times, underestimating the development complexity. Because it is noteworthy for an unconventional carbon fibre composite airframe, the canard design, lack of centrally located vertical tail, and it also has a pusher engine configuration. If you look at these beautiful turboprops, they're pusher engines as opposed to your traditional puller engines. They push, they thrust out instead of kind of forward, right? Very, very interesting. Anyway, Beech sold only 11 Starships in the 3 years following its certification. What? And the reasons for the lack of demand probably included price, performance, and the economic conditions. The list price in 1989 was $3.9 million, which at the time was very similar to Cessna's Citation and even the Learjet 31. So timing wasn't great. In an effort to stimulate demand, Beech began offering 2-year leases of the new Starship in 1991. One of them appeared in the ongoing series of Murder, She Wrote. Brilliant! The series episode Terminal Connection in 1991. Jessica Fletcher was in one of these. Come on, would you get out of it, will you? Do you remember Murder, She Wrote? Wasn't it brilliant? But yeah, that was the story behind them, right? Now, we do have a number of different variants of this. The Model 115, the 2000, the 2000A, and this is, I think, the 2000A, I think, if we can look in here closely. Yep. Starship 2000A. And the final 2000A configuration had turning fork type nose dampers, improved insulation to reduce cabin noise, and redesigned the exhaust stacks for more efficient engine airflow. Stall strips placed on the front wing to enhance stall behavior were removed. Elimination of the stall strips reduced the speed by up to 9 knots and allows the 2000A takeoff from much shorter runways, which is interesting. So the very last design actually removed them. However, if we look at this machine, yeah, it has removed them as well. So we have stall ship, or see these vortex generators, they're called. They're sitting here on the canard. See on the front, right? But they're not actually on... they're not on the main wing assembly at all, right? At all. So very, very strange. Sinful Gamer, thank you very much indeed. Thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. It's very kind of you. Fiber Strike is here. Filthy, good morning. Ross Cood is in the house. Zith, welcome aboard, buddy.
Oh, Jesus.
Ian Fisher, welcome aboard. Gar Gaming is here. Welcome in. It's a weird looking plane, says Ashley. Yeah, but do you know what? I think it's gorgeous, isn't it? Like, I mean, it is very, very unique. Nothing else out there is quite like the Starship, and nothing flies like the Starship, lads. It's just one of those aircraft in the sin that you can kind of say, right, this thing can get me pretty much anywhere. And if you look at it, it's if you were to put the long EZ, that's another canard design, same designer, very similar, but this one is massive in comparison. This is quite a big aircraft, do you know? So, where is this now? Beech produced a kit to upgrade several numbers through the NC4 through NC20 to a 2000A specification. Because it's one thing that Nick Kazansky, that is Blacksquare, Nick was telling me he has spoken to real world Starship operators. And they all kind of have done, custom things with the aircraft beyond that of what Beech did back in the day. Do you know what I mean? So this aircraft features some of those custom things. This is very much a passion project from Nick. He's mesmerized by this aircraft, and you can see it everywhere you look. The attention to detail on this, it's quite stunning. And I love when you see a developer that has that much kind of care and affection, if you like, for an add-on. They just pour their heart and soul into it. And this is a stunning example of that. Absolutely. It has a classic look, I think. While it might look a bit odd, it never looked outdated. 100% it, yeah, 100%. Suri says, I have to ask you, once you're ready for takeoff, could you explain toga button on the throttle, please, and how it works regarding the avionics? We'll have a look at the system, sure. In 2003, Evergreen Air Center, they sold 8 Starships back to private owners, get this, for $50,000 each. Wait, what? Murph, I own the product and Murphy tells me it's updated. Just Flight, stop sending me promo email about sales for already owned birds. Send me an updated one. It was updated on the 28th. We'll go in and have a look at it there now. They were selling these off for 50 grand, which is not like, I just buy it to sit in it. Granted, the running costs are astronomical, hangarage, repairs, the insurance probably wouldn't touch you, but 50 grand, right? I mean, you have a lovely kind of office. You just need a huge back garden to put it in, do you know? But anyway, where is this now? Specifications of the aircraft. It's one pilot operation or 2, but it's single pilot ops. Capacity for 6 to 8 people, depending on. We have a fuel capacity of 565 gallons. That's short of 4 ton. Power plant of 2 Pratt Whitney Canada PT6A-67A turboprops. The LPT6, just a tremendous engine. 5-blade Macaulay 8-foot 8-inch diameter propellers. It has a maximum speed of 335 knots. It'll cruise at 307. Range is 1,514 nautical miles. 1,500. This thing can, like, massive range. Service ceiling of 41,000 feet. Absolutely incredible. Now, when it comes to the update, let's go ahead and bring this in. So, the update here on the the 28th of the 8th, right? 28th of August. So the new features: flight plan importing. In flights in 2020 and 2024, flight plan importing, it's now supported. Flight plans can be imported from the 2020 world map, manually created from a file. They can also be injected from the 2024 EFB. Given the uniqueness of Starship's avionics, the flight plans must be reinterpreted for Starship. Therefore, the feature is still considered experimental. For more information, see the new importing a flight plan section of the manual. New magnetic compass effects, including physics filtering and erratic behavior from onboard magnetic fields. So even like even the instruments of this aircraft, there's savage attention to detail. Even the startup, the gyro, how it moves, that's all a simulation of the physics at work. It's incredible. Implemented a new ground communication functionality to power out the left RTU COM1 transceiver and also the pilot's audio circuitry when the battery master switch is in the off position by pressing the ground COM push button on the electrical panel. Several push buttons and switches, such as the battery amps, aft fuel quantity push buttons, and the ground ice detector switch, will now all animate with their respective LVARs. Also added the LVAR prop governor test switch override to animate the propeller governor test switch with external hardware. Added persistence to the tablet layout unit, switch between sessions, added electrical circuit needed for some hardware to recognize the avionics. They've added persistent tablet option to disable auto-filling or filing of payload data. The MFD cursor can now be used to select user-created waypoints from the map. And the MFD will only display genuine user-created waypoints as opposed to temporary ones created when you import a flight. Where's this one now? Only user-created will persist. That's okay. The heading bug line dash magenta will now appear whenever the aircraft heading is adjusted, just for a few seconds. Improved the avionics fault detection, updated with the MFD avionics. Added a headphone jack highlight to better alert users to the headphone isolation feature. Added left and right lip heat low ECAS messages for when the inertial separators are deployed, but bleed air temperatures are insufficient to heat the induction inlets. Ooh. When the wipers are deployed at high airspeed, the apparent wind will affect the resistance of the motor, slowing down the downward sweep. Can we just kind of focus on this one now? When the windscreen wipers are on, if you're at high airspeed, the downward swipe of the wiper is going to slow down because he's simulating the air speed hitting the wipers. Would you get out of town? That's unbelievable. Workaround to fix Flight Sim 2024 light flare bleed through. Added a tablet option to enable exterior registration mesh in 2024. There is a hard-coded bug in Flight Sim 24 at the moment. It interferes with the ultra-custom dynamic registration system in all the Blacksquare aircraft. Sim Update 3 failed to resolve the issue, but a potential fix may be in the works for Sim Update 4. Currently, dynamic registration may work depending on how the aircraft was loaded. It's to the gods of the sim. We also have a number of bug fixes with this. Payload state saving now appears to work. Change the CDU ADF frequency entry interpolation or interpretation to allow the setting of frequencies with decimal points below 1000 kHz. CDU messages that were previously acknowledged would remain acknowledged. Circuits on the hot battery bus would not respect battery discharge. User waypoint delete function would not update. Left and right radar tilt didn't synchronize when in radar sync mode. In some circumstances, the localizer and glide would not capture when transitioning from autopilot mode other than nav. A runway waypoint could be replaced. That's all grand. Passenger oxygen on ECAS would not trigger. That's grand. So there's a number of bug fixes. Workaround for the batteries that disconnect when recharged. So it's a notable update. It's a notable update, and well, with that said, it's off now to try and fly our airplane, right? So when it comes to the visuals, Blacksquare have done a tremendous job, and the aircraft is built from the ground up. As I said, there's nothing else like it. It's just stunning. The attention to detail, how it looks, it sounds, flies, the whole shebang, lads. It's done very, very nice indeed. And of course, the designer of this machine in the real world, Bert Rutan. And he's like, there's a plaque here with some of the other things he did, right? Voyager, the first non-stop flight around the world. The Global Flyer, first solo non-stop flight around the world. Spaceship One, first commercial human space flight. The Strato Launch, largest wingspan aircraft ever flown. Proteus altitude record aircraft under 12,500 pounds. Starship, the first composite business aircraft, and the Veries and Long EZ, popular home-built canard aircraft, all done by that man, Bert Rutan. Like, we talk about, you know, geniuses, and they try and give that to your man. You know, what are those vacuum machines called? Dyson. They say he's some sort of a great inventor. He may be, but like, this fella, Jesus, look at the stuff he did. Absolutely madness. Right, so we'll jump into the aircraft. Welcome to the flight deck, or the cockpit, and everything's pretty much in a cold and dark setup. While we're here, we're going to get some OnAir Company up and running, because they're going to tell us what it is we have to do. We're going to go in and have a look. We're on the ground here at Córdoba, Lima Echo Bravo Alpha, and we're going to see what sort of flyage we can do on today's flight. So we'll go into our crash logistics company, which we always like. Creo, good to see you, buddy. Right, and we'll go in here and we're going to look at a freelance job, because we need to tell it what sim we're in as well. Simulator configuration. We'll go from X-Plane back into Microsoft Flight Sim. We're all connected. Lovely hurdling. We're going to browse the logistics center. We're going to look for a passenger flight. And this should load us with options from Córdoba, which there is. So, Jesus, got a couple of flights here. Don't necessarily want to go 1,200 miles. Let me see here now. So we can go... let's see. Let's see what we have, friends. 54 miles, that's kind of nothing. We can do something here in around the 240s. Lisbon. I don't have any custom scenery for Lisbon. We could do Lisbon. Córdoba over to Lisbon. Let's go and have a look. We can go to Almeria. Actually, that's not a bad little flight. Almeria. But that's part of a multi-leg flight. Look at that. Jesus. Right, we're not going to Almeria. Let me see here now. Leco, Lest, Dep, Pamplona. That could be nice. That could be nice. Now, that's a flight all the way up through northern Spain. That could be nice, lads. Let's have a look at this. So, film crew and also some construction material. We're going to be taking 5 passengers. That could be a nice flight up through the center of Spain. Or would we rather something that has maybe 2 legs? So here's a flight, and the money's not great. We're to take musicians and luxury goods, and then from there we're taking emergency workers and aviation replacement parts. So there's a nice double header. Over to Madacan, and then from Madacan it goes over to Vigo into Portugal. That could be nice, actually, couldn't it? Wait, is Vigo Spain or Portugal? I always forget. Vigo's Portugal. Or Vigo's Spain. That's right on the border, though, isn't it? Total mileage on this one is... what is the total mileage? Distance. 189. Is that the total distance? I always look to numbers in the circuit for bigger profit for kilo. Yeah, profit per kilo. Well, yeah, that's the best way to do it, I suppose. Yeah, 100%. Let me see. That's not too bad now. It's a double header. Or we can just bring it straight over. Coimbra, Bissau, Villarreal. So Villarreal, that looks to be a single hit for 1,800. Officers and equipment pallets. I think we'll do that. We'll do that and see how we get on, right? So it's going to take us over to Portugal, over to Villarreal, right? And that should be a nice flight. So we'll go ahead and select this. This looks like the ticket here. Single leg flight. And well, let's have a look here. So we can go to, we already know the legs. So it's LEBA to LPVR, right? And aircraft type, sim brief. What's the Starship again? Starship ICAO code. Starship ICAO. Star. I think there's a star, isn't it? STAR. Sim brief dispatch. Let's go in. Here we go. So it's going to be airline, depart from LEBA, arrive. Does it not like the ICAO? LPVR. LPVR. We're in the Starship. Let's have a quick look at this. Thanks, Malky. Yeah. We can go somewhat IFR. We can go, we'll probably go VFR if we want. We're coming south of Salamanca. That looks good to me. So there's, analyze the route. Altitude for this one. We'll horse it in and see what happens, will we? Let's generate that flight and see what happens. And we'll find out what sort of details it wants to give us. Block time an hour 45 on this one. That's a good chunk of a flight, isn't it? Jesus. What time are we? An hour 45, 2:45. That's a little bit on the long side, lads, because we need to do some Vatsim stuff, right? That's a little bit far, Murphy. Pull it back there now. Little bit far. A man in that is something a little bit shorter. It must be shorter. Muttley, good to see you, buddy. Cargo. We'll try this again. And something a little bit shorter. A little bit shorter. So distance. There we go. Ideally, we wanted to get to LEAM. Now we can just plan our own flight. You know what I mean? LEMT, LEA, LEO. Where's this one now? You are Okana. 2 flights on this one, it looks like, is it? Oh, it's a return flight as well. Okay, that works. Yeah, you need a citation for the faster ones. Right, we'll do this one. So we're going to be taking artists and luxury goods up to LEOC, which is Okana, and then we're taking a film crew and pharmaceuticals back. So we'll definitely do the first leg. Right, load this one in. And let me see here, fly it now. And we'll do this one. Let's edit this flight. So we're going up to LEOC, right? LEOC. Let's have a now look at this one now. So for an IFR flight, LEOC, block time an hour 15. That's more like it. And what's our route? Your route is valid. Yeah, that looks good to me. Right, go ahead and do this one. Thank you. And then we can import our Simbrief flight plan into this. Import. Lovely hurdling. Alternate is Madrid. Navlog. Top of climb. That's all good to me. Destination is now in. Alternate is now in. We need to validate fuel and payload. And UTC offset. Local time 12:06. We will set the time to 12:06 in your simulator. My UT offset is this. Right, Grant. Larry Cundle, thank you very much for the follow. Good to see you, buddy. Which server you're flying on? We're on the Southeast Asian server. Southeast Asia. Right, so all the fuel and stuff is automatically loaded and configured into the aircraft. So we're going to go ahead and say start tracking. We'll hear the boop boop. And hopefully OnAir will start doing its thing. There it is. So that's now tracking. So we're going to come to our Starship here. We're going to have a look at some of our options. Unrestricted beta range. That's all grand. Remove the control lock. Engine into beta or out of beta. Cloud strobe effect. Yes. Instant beta on touchdown. No. VR tablet. That's all grand. No changes here. Show dynamic tail it worked. It worked first time. Look, perfect. Sweet. Okay. Payload. Let's go and have a look. So this should now be set based on what we have. Let's just double check. Well, it is. 244 gallons aboard, and we have all our weights and balances. We can remove the engine covers, the gear pins, the wheel chocks, all the jazz, right? We can go around the aircraft on the outside and do all this as well. What else do we have? Engines left and right, engine conditions. Oh yeah, look. If remembered the damage I caused to me plane, look, Jesus. Electrical systems grand. Cabin, yeah, it's getting hot as balls here, and make sure we don't have any failures. So I have already caused some engine damage since getting this aircraft first. So hopefully we don't explode it, right? Right, we're finished with the tablet for the moment. Let's see about getting some systems turned on. I could just do a cold and dark start, but I will connect the GPU. So external power. And there's our GPU ticking over there beside us, lovely hurdling. And we shall say that all our passengers are loaded. And if we just step into the back here, we'll grab a hold of that. Bring these guys in. Fully locked, lights are off, and that looks good to me. Right, we're going to come on and start having a look at all the power of this aircraft. Lights are on top, and we'll see what we can do. So a couple of things we need to check before we get going. We can see that we have avionics blower, Genti's external power. We have our standby gyro. We have our ground communication, so that is working. There's a comm panel. That's a new feature, right? We can turn on the main battery switch, right? So we have our master battery switch here. And we can let all this start working up. We want to have a look at the external power voltage, because if you turn on your external power and the voltage is hopping around the place, you can cause some damage to the aircraft. So we need to be careful. While we're here, we also want to open up the avionics blower. There's the fans now starting to come on because it's warm here, right? And what else do we want to do? Generators can stay off. We can go ahead and turn on our ECAS system. We will need that. And at this stage, we can go external power. Cockpit blowers, temperature low. Cabin, temperature low. And temperature mode, auto. That'll do. And anti-skid can be turned to on. And if we have a quick look here in our tablet when it comes to the cabin, you can see now we have some fans running to try and get that temperature down the road. Go ahead and cancel some of these. We've got some lights powered up here, so no smoking, fast seatbelts, master lights can be turned on, nav lights can be turned on outside the aircraft, and I think we're looking all right. Yeah, that's lovely. Put the bar lights, cabin lights, put them on as well, just to make things nice and comfy, right? Please help! Microsoft gives your users data, even intimate, for money. It's not a lie. Yeah, but sure, listen, you know, I'm okay, do you know? Everyone gives your information. Where's this one now? So that's the oxygen system. Turn that one on. This is our... I'm almost certain this is our inertial separator. It is. So they're opening up there now, right? Left and right. Perfect. What else do you want to do here now? Stall, pedos, leave all them off. Actuators, leave them off. That all looks good to me. Engine ignition system's currently off. Let's have a look here. That's all good. That's all good. Fuel pressure is low. That's all okay. From our ECAS system, we'll make sure that we have sufficient data. Put you in there. And we'll power up this guy now in a moment. In fact, we can probably do that now. So we'll get these guys up and running. Max Stallion, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. So it's hot as balls in here, so we need to get things up and running and get that aircon unit on. So let me see what we're doing. Self-test in progress. That's all grand. That's all grand. It's still very hot. Is it doing any old job? 37 degrees. Bleed air valves. Well, I've nothing because the engine's off. Temperature mode. Manual. Get those blowers on full whack. There we go. She's all running now, look. Alright, let me see. So, initialize system. User expired database. Database has expired. Updated. It's reading from our little disk. And let's see what happens. Master, thank you for the follow. Okay, so flight data. That's cool. You're listening to the floppy disk. Isn't that deadly, isn't it? You gotta love that, man. Temperature slowly but surely starting to drop. Even the light is flashing, look. Right, is it done? Yes. We're done. Continue. Update position entry. Accept current. Update by lat long, by waypoint, or by VOR. Lat long. No, hang on. GPS. Accept that. We have a message in here as well. VLF requires update. And no messages. Grand. We're looking good. Right. This is going to be an engine startup now as we're starting to cook, right? So lights are all okay. We're going to come down here. We're going to put a prop level or prop lever full. Engines are in the idle cutoff position. We have an ignition system right hand side coming up. Ignition starter switch on the right hand side. We'll do that in a moment. Let's just make sure all is well. Pumps stall warning. That's all okay. That's all okay. Right, shall we give it a blast and see what happens? We'll be letting our ground crew know we're doing a thing. And well, let's see what happens. Ignition is on. She's spinning. Fuel in.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engine.
Watch the ITT, watch the NG. ITT peaked out, that's good. NG, once it comes up past 50%, that's a good start in the engine. We got a good start. Ignition. And that's a good start on the right hand side. Generator on the right side reading 28 volts. We'll reset and turn it on. And it now has a load. Lovely job. And we'll go for start now on our left engine. Same crack again. We're going to monitor the NG and ITT. Ah, Dave Cleary, no way, man. Speed of N1. We're going to wait till it gets to about 18. Then we'll introduce some fuel. Darher B. Fuel coming in. ITT rising. 714 is the peak. And then we continue to watch our NG. Once we get over 50%, disengage the starter. That's a good start. Generator on the left side coming on. And we can see the test on both sides. Engine bleed system coming on. That should give us our air conditioning unit, which it is. Aircon is now running and the temperatures are starting to drop like a devil. Excellent stuff. Continue on now with our checks. External power, we can turn it off. Here's our gyros coming alive. We can now remove the external generator. That's a double check engines left and right. We're okay so far. And we continue on. Stall warning system on. Pedo, probably won't need it, but we'll turn it on. Pilot control, that's all fine. Vents, they're okay. Anti-skid is already activated. Auto feather set to arm. Governor, leave it alone. We're good here, we're good there. Standby pumps, don't need. Gen ties are good. Temperature starting to drop down. That's exactly what we needed. And we can reset our barrel pressure here as well. So from our system, initialize the right hand side. And from in here, we'll see now, can we start putting in a flight plan. So we'll go to enter route or waypoint number. So this is all going to be based on our flight plan we just got from SimBrief. So we'll start typing it in, look. So first waypoint is, let me see, enter route or waypoint number. Okay, so the route is going to be, I think we just put this in one after a time. So we'll go LEBA. Oh, hang on now, cancel that, Murph. So I want letters, letter, L, E, B, A. Enter. Yes. From there, it's going to be PIPHU. So P. P. I. PHU. Now, the beautiful thing about all this, Le Pipu International, no, that's wrong. No, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Cancel that. We can just use the keyboard. That's wrong, so how do I cancel that? No, that's wrong. Think about it now, Murph. End flight plan. You've made the balls of it. Let's see here now. From to. So it should be. There we go. So LEBA over to LEOC. LEOC. Enter. Now you're talking. Now we can add some waypoints. Jesus. Right. Waypoint then is going to be PIPHU. PIPHU. Enter that. No, that's wrong. Why is it that? Oh, it's the route I need to go to, look. End flight plan. Origin. Return to flight plan. No, that's fine. Final waypoint passed. Yeah, because I made a mess. Cornwolf, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. I need to figure this bit out because course distance, approach from there to there, add waypoints, right? Enter route or waypoint. PIPHU is not coming in. PIPHU. Enter. We'll see if this comes up right. November 871. Define the waypoint? No. Right, forget the waypoint. Or forget the airway. ETANA. And then direct. Okay, so if I now go to insert, no change, insert waypoint after replace, add radial or distance offset, no. How's all this going to look like on me map? Now let's have a look. So there's a HSI there. I want to look at my route. Okay, well it's giving us some stuff here. Recall course, FMS, that's grand. Route library. I could have put it in there actually. See what happens when you haven't flown this. On radar, on map. Yeah, I was thinking that. Radar. Range. Yeah, it's not really showing me what I want here. But anyway, we'll worry about that now in a moment. Index. Normal, abnormal, present. Plan map. Here you go. Display. There she be. Right. Range. That's a whole load of stuff on my map. Okay. Let me see. Initialize the system. That's all okay. Fuel management. Fuel flow. Bottom. 798 and 795. Is that going to show me total fuel? It is. What do you want? Gallons or pounds? You want pounds. 1591. Okay, that looks good. Fuel management. Erase, reboot, enter password. No. Inspect waypoints. No. Trip planning. No. And FMS data. I reckon we're going to be okay. Right, what else do you want here? ATC, they're all okay. Comms, nav, and our ADF if needs be. Flight plan, we'll leave it there. And let me see, can I go to... from there to... we get a HSI on this screen. Let me see, squawk box 1453. 1445 for the crack, why not? And ATC is on. We should go taxi light. Strobes, don't need them for the moment. Right, what's pitot overheat? I was thinking that was going to happen. Engine anti-ice ignition, auto ignition. Well, they need to be on for flying, so I better leave them on. Anti-ice, avionics, alternate blower. That's okay because we were hot as balls. Cabin temperature is coming down. All right, okay. Let's see what happens here. So, off the brakes, Murph. Adam Controls is here. Good morning, Adam. Hope you're well. Alright, so we have a little bit of movement here now. We're going to set our initial altitude in this gadget. Now we can taxi over that direction. So, let me see. Altitude. Barrow goes in. That's our vertical speed. And altitude. We're going all the way up to 22,000 feet. Jesus. I'll do. Speed is okay. We'll set that now in a moment. 170 will do us on our initial climb out. That's all okay. Flight director, come on. Yeah, I think we're good. All right. So we are going to import the flight from SimBrief. Go ahead and bring this in. Let's have a look. There she be. Now, can I load in a procedure? I wonder. We can load in a procedure. So if we were to say LEBA, insert waypoint. No, there should be a way we can do a procedure. Auto leg needs to be selected. Flight plan. I can see approach. No approach is in the database. How do we put in our departure? See what happens when you don't fly this for a while. Radar control, standby. Jesus. Flight plan. Index. Route library. Direct. Or flight plan. There's no way to put in the departure. Yet there is a way to put in the departure. I just haven't figured it out yet. How do we do that again? Did you find the Blade Runner text game yet in the avionics? You're joking. Is there one in there? Blade Runner? Really? Add radio... No, that's an offset. Course distance. Insert point after. Reference point, is it? Base ident. You can't put in a SID. You need to fly conventional departure. Was there not something that we could put in for a departure? I know we can do an approach. Oh, do you know what you have to do? You're putting in their custom waypoints, aren't they? I think this is how we do it, right? I think this is what we do. They're custom waypoints. If we look at the... over there. I think this is what it is. So it's going to be... I think this is what we do. Insert waypoint after, right? Enter the waypoint. So let's see if you can find it. BA 500. BA 510. And then it's direct to FIFU, right? So if I've done this right, that's how we do it. Let's see. Now we can put in constraints and you know, altitudes and all that jazz if we wish, but I think we're okay for the moment. Now, why haven't I getting me little route page? There we go. So there's our BA 500, then it's a left turn. Right, so that worked. We're learning things together. What was our departure runway? Was it 03, was it? Runway 21. Which is just up here on the right hand side. So we're going to taxi Alpha and then onto the runway. Lovely. Your avionics can't do OnAir procedures by default, so you wouldn't fly that procedure. Sure, but like, in terms of putting in the waypoints, at least the autopilot will follow them. You know what I mean? But yeah. Into beta. Let's bring this canard into action for takeoff. Jesus then, isn't it very nice, isn't it? Highly illegal in real life. Or sure, listen lads, I'm a Muppet and all they know. Alright. Look at this mad looking machine. It's good to see us, Larry Barrett. Hope you're well. Cyber Danny, good to see you. Alright, we got ourselves in behind the Piaggio. There's midlife Rex. Looking good, Rex. Alrighty. We shall get ourselves turned around. Alright, just waiting on Rex to depart. What the hell, Rex? Alright, sit tight. Nav mode can be engaged. Vertical speed, we can also arm that. We want to climb here at a rate of 1,500 feet a minute. Okay, last few checks before we go. Temperature in the cabin, engines are looking okay, electrical system's grand. It's hot as balls in behind the avionics. Can't do anything about that. That's good, that's good, that's good. Right, friends, it's time to fly. Are we ready? Off the brakes. Power coming in. Easy now. Airspeed live. There's 70. Auto feathers engaged. There's 90. There's 100. Yep, see daisy. Alright. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. And that canard back in. Looking good. 130. Speed is good. Looking good. Now this should give us that left turn. .990 radar altitude 1000. 1500 feet in the climb. And we should be getting a left turn here now in a moment. Speed is looking good. 170. Ease off the power a little bit. We go ahead and close our inertial separators. Keep an eye on the torque rising. There's the torque going up. Propeller sync turned on. No turn yet. Auto lag. There's a turn. Message. That's quite okay. It's a first turn coming in. Watch your speed. We're looking good. Spitfire, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Alrighty then. Speed 220, climbing at 1500. We can probably give this a bit of a lash up to 2000. Engine's still good. Temperature in here is good. Avionics bay is going to cool down. 21 degrees at the moment in the back. 4,000 feet. Looking good. We're looking good. Right, weather is on standby. Let's go to radar control. Let's go to weather and turbulence. Get the ground map in there as well. And that's all grand. Radar, range. We have a little bit of activity on our weather radar in around 60 miles, but we're going to be turning away from that. Okay, left turn coming in shortly. Speed is looking good. Okay, so far so good. Speed good. Power good. Coming up on 6,000 feet. But you know, there's plenty of power in this. Let's give it 2,500 feet. We're going all the way up to flight level 220. 98 Vulcan had 2 CTDs in a row. You're joking, man. Jesus. Okay, outside air temperature, let me see, 16 degrees. Inside 1 degree difference. Outside 15. We'll keep an eye on that. Once that starts dropping, we can horse on that pitot heater. Right, how are we looking here? So far so good. Fuel, good. I'm happy enough with that. It's going to be a left-hand turn coming very shortly. Alright. Man, I haven't flown this plane in ages. It absolutely kicks your ass, man. So we're following beautifully on our little manual waypoint, although, yeah, she's not configured for an RNAV, so... I mean, you can fly it manually as well if you had to. But for flight simulation, isn't it only grand? Do you know? And I just cleaned all the cache files. Vulcan, yeah, that doesn't make sense, buddy. There's something that's not like it, maybe. Okay, so far so good. Electrical system's fine. Cabin still holding 21 degrees. Air discomfort, that's all fine. Lights are grand. Pressurization, I mean, we're cleared up to 22,000. Now, let's have a look at this guy. We can go a HSI on this one, I suppose. Now, we can load in 2 flight plans if we wish. I'm not going to bother, but we can do all these things. Cabin temperature currently at 21 degrees. Pressurization, PSI 1850. Cabin altitude is grand. I'd nearly leave that stiff for the moment. That's all going grand for us. Speed is starting to drop back a little bit more torque available as we're climbing. Go ahead and bring our prop down just a little bit. Our auto feathering is armed, so, and the governor and all that stuff is there as well. But yeah, we're looking good, lads. So I wonder now, we should be doing a direct to Pippo. So if we do direct PIPHU, there we go. And we're still climbing like a champ here. Oh, yes. Isn't that only gorgeous? Is it very washed out or something, lads? Hang on. Loading, please stand by. Favorites. My favorites. No. Home. Where can I grab top 5 sets recently used? Where can I find the other ones? So the environment, search the public's. Let's have a look at this one. Realism enhanced. I don't actually know what that's doing. Let's find out. So it says realism enhanced. It made it just brighter, didn't it? So environmental ones. Realistic. AB, look at this one. It's not really doing much, is it? What about the atmosphere? Ooh, that's pretty. That is pretty. Just gives you a bit more kind of oomph, doesn't it? See, this is the danger with friggin' Rex. You can be playing with this all shagging day. Let's see here now. Realistic one. still, it just comes across a little bit kind of washed out, doesn't it? Airborne Geek, Realistic Atmos, Generic Master. Okay. And then the environment. Balls, Murphy, you should have been on 299 or 2. Standard. Sunjammer, good to see it. I found the Andrew Bennett ones are good. Andrew Bennett. Oh, the AB ones. Yeah. Right, reset the whole shop here now again. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. We kind of lose some of our... It's actually not far off my own profile. Kind of watches it out a bit, but it's nice. Right, power settings are looking good. Speed is now starting to climb. Increase a small bit of torque here. And we can zoom out. Our next waypoint is Atana. And when we're looking at Atana, we can probably go in now and have a look at the owl approach. LEOC. No approaches in the database. Right, so... How do we get from Atana to LEOC? We can probably do a visual. Or I can do something similar again and just program it all in. Do you know what I mean? The ones on the homepage are good together with reshaders. Yeah, 100%. Sunjammer, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, so when we're on the homepage, you see them here. Top 5 sets. I don't think the weather set will roll in. Ooh. Very washed out though, isn't it? So there's the atmosphere. And there's the environment. That looks pretty. Sir Campsalot, my dude on kick. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. I'll leave the weather for what it is and only use the Atmos and Enviro. Yeah, atmosphere and environment looks good. Alright, so current standing is, speed is looking good, 220-ish knots. We're on our way up to Atana. Now from Atana into LEOC, well, let's look at our options here. So, there's no approaches. Ooh, runway 35. Alright. That's why I didn't like it. That's why I didn't like it. Outside air temperature is now -10 up here. There's no clouds or stuff or moisture, but we'll turn on the pitot just in case. Because these can overheat, you see, and they break, you know? DirectX 11. Yeah, you shouldn't have any issues on DX11. This is a phenomenal aircraft, lads. It really is. It's absolutely friggin' top drawer stuff. Oh, Jesus, my camera's miles away. There we go. Like, it's absolutely top drawer stuff, isn't it? 'Tis a real beauty now. As we're cruising and just enjoying everything that we're looking at. Absolutely fantastic. That looks insanely good. Insanely good. It's so very pretty. And you might say, no, Murph, it's absolutely mad looking. But sure, listen, you know, it's just one of those things. Look at it. What a machine. Isn't it only friggin' gorgeous? It's there's so much to it, like. And the sounds are amazing as well. Right. How are we getting on? 85 on our torque. Prop is looking good. 22,000 feet. Cruising along, lads. And yeah, so far so good. So we're heading direct now to present position from. So where's the next waypoint? Etana is what it's given me, so we'll stick to that. And then it's over to LEOC. Murph, has there changed a lot with the new update? Do you notice any differences with the previous build? In relation to the Starship? Not really. I mean, there's a bit of tidying up here and there. Like, we got some nice stuff with the ground control. There's new options adding in the routings and all this kind of stuff. By and large, I mean, this was already a very, very solid airplane. You know what I mean? And it's as I say, lads, it's the type of machine. It's the type of machine that, you know, it invites you to kind of learn more about it. You know what I mean? Atticus, you're on 12.3. You liking it? We'll do some explaining, not today, but soon. I mean, this is a proper gem of an aircraft, and it's the level of simulation here. It'll scare the crap out of you, but at the same time, as I say, it invites you to learn just more about it. Like, it's highly, highly detailed. And it's very much a living aircraft. My point being, if you run temperatures too hot, chances are you'll get failures. And if you get a failure, well, you have to go looking for it. If you don't immediately see it, you have to go, you know, on a witch hunt to find out, well, you know, did it pop a breaker on me? These are all modelled. The failure system on this aircraft, it rivals that of any study level aircraft in the sim. You know? And like, this is the same airframe I've started with since I got this aircraft, and I shagged the engines 3 times, and you can see the engine conditions are on the way down. So that's my challenge. I want to make sure, like, you know, can I keep flying this thing? And with the engine conditions down, that's why we're not achieving our highest speed. That's why, you know, our torque and prop, they're never going to be perfect because, well, we've used the engine. And you might say, oh no, I need to have 100% engine. Well, you don't. You absolutely don't. The reason being is any aircraft, I mean, over time, that engine wears. Any engine in any vehicle, it over time it wears out. And we can, you know, we can repair the starter, clean the filters. You can do all this sort of stuff. Repair the engine if you want, but like, that's major overhaul stuff. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. P.S. Miranda, good to see you. Those screens are challenging. Yeah. Well, it might put you off, but there's actually a lot of logic to these screens. For example, we have an absolute barrel load of redundancy in all our monitors because at the time, people would have been terrified of all this new digital age stuff. So almost every single screen you're looking at, there's redundancy built into it. If you lose this screen, well, you can put in everything onto one screen, or you lose the bottom screen. Like, you can do so many things, and everything has their own brightness sliders on it. Like, there's tons of stuff. Same here. Like, we can change all of our screens. We can get this information somewhere else if we need to. So there's redundancy built into the aircraft, including then we have our emergency instruments, you know, your backup instruments. But it's a very manual aircraft. Like, your ECAS, horse it down there. Engine data, you can show it onto these screens here, look. So if you lost your ECAS screen here, well, you can pop it over here. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's a great machine. There has to be a manual for all these CBs, a digital version of the basic setup. Well, the manual that Nick put together is incredible. But yeah, like, it's far more, we say, than just hop in the plane and go flying. He's put so much work into this, and it's gorgeous. Flying this thing at night time is a real treat. It's a real treat. Do you know? But it's loads of fun. It's a phenomenal aircraft. So what it does, it'll use the fuel. It'll use the fuel from the aft tanks first, and when they're empty, they're empty. So they'll probably hold a 16. It's going to use the main tanks now. So we're getting through it. Do the engines wear and tear be saved? Yeah, everything's saved to the airframe. So if I picked a new airframe, well, it'll be something different, or you can reset it all. But the state-saving logic, it's all there. It's all there. Sounds are really good in this as well. It's just it's a beautiful, beautiful aircraft. Do you know? Roy, it's there's so much in Starship. Like, you don't see it being flown an awful lot. Which is mad considering the level of detail you have on this thing, the depth of simulation you have on this thing. I mean, it's impressive. Like, as I said, it's relatively easy to figure it out and get it to fly. It's hard to master it, you know, and there's consequence to everything that you do. Now, you can turn all that off if you don't want that experience. If you don't want damage or any sort of consequence for mishandling it, no worries, turn it all off. But if you do want to give yourself a bit of a challenge every now and again, and in particular, where do you want to give yourself the challenge? Do you want to focus heavily on electrical systems, on the pressurization systems, you know, environmental systems? Do you want to look at the nav options? You know, Mayday says X-Plane 12.3 just dropped. It's a true weather map. Yeah, I need to check it out. Uniform Goose, thank you very much indeed. He pressed the button over on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed. What do you do? The man is a legend. 10 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, Goose. Very kind of you, sir. 16 likes over on YouTube, lads. Thank you very much indeed. It does help. Like, it's funny how that works, but a live stream, when people like a live stream on YouTube, it recommends it then to more people. YouTube's like, oh wait, we think someone else will enjoy this. It's mad, isn't it? Mad. But thank you very, very much indeed. You're very kind. This flight, immediately after this flight, as I said, we're going to be looking at our Vatsim flight for this evening, the 737. We're going to be taking the Firefly Air 737-800 out of New Orleans, and we're heading over to Orlando. It's about a 2-hour air time, give or take, and we're looking for a bit of ATC along the way. Or look, your tutorials and streams, it looks like the cockpit of a space shuttle. It's probably the reason for the name. Oh yeah, man, this was very futuristic looking. Very, very futuristic looking. And like this lighting, it's absolutely gorgeous. At night time, it's stunning. Just stunning. But there's things here we need to keep an eye on. We need to manage the stuff. I mean, mainly your engine performance, right? Also now we, you know, from VNAV and all this sort of jazz, so we need to manually horse this in. So we're going to drop altitude now. We're going to bring it all the way down to 8,000 feet. Now we can go flight level change as well, or we can go IAS mode, or descend. We can go IAS profile, but for this one, we're going to vertical speed it. We're going to drop the nose down. Now watch as the speed starts rising. That's going to increase our torque a bit. So we're just going to ease off here a little bit. Keep the power at around kind of 80, and let's see what happens. As we started our descent, our speed will start picking up. We have an overspeed warning at about 265. Our ground speed at the moment is 336 knots. Like, the thing can move. It can really, really move. So, yeah, it's... I love the Starship, man. I think it's one of the best aircraft ever made in a flight sim. And it's only because, you know, I got just a little snapshot of how much work Nick put into this aircraft. And like when you kind of realize, Jesus, he did all of these things. Like, the windscreen wipers are coded in such a way at high speed, the downward swipe of the wiper slows down because he simulated high airspeed hitting against them. That's the level of this thing. You know what I mean? It's nuts. And with the navigational systems, it uses... I had to look some of the stuff up. It uses old nav systems, you know, that predated GPS that only the Coast Guards used. You don't have to use them, but they're there. You know? You'd be the perfect ambassador to Blacksquare, Just Flight. They just make great things. It's easy to love them as developers. It's very easy because they make incredible stuff, and you can really see the detail that goes into it. It's purely a passion project for these guys. Like, Just Flight always pick very interesting aircraft. Nick has made some absolute classic classic aircraft. The TBM 850 to this day is probably my go-to if I need to do with something general aviation. The Dukes, again, twin engines, both of them piston and turbine. The Starship, I mean, and there's more coming. I can't wait to see the Aero Commander. He's working on one of those. Captain Sigbag is here. Good to see it. How is she cutting? Good to see it. Good to see it. Good to see it. My day off, just having a pint. Yes, you guessed it. You're having a pint of Murphy's. It's sweeter, Captain Sigbag. Yes, yes, yes. Murphy's are sweeter. Hope you're well, buddy. Jesus, a day off and a pint at 1 o'clock. That sounds like a great day off. Fantastic. Right, we'll probably need to increase our rate of descent here. So we're going to call it 2,000 now. That speed is going to start coming up again. We were at 80. It's starting to creep up. We're going to drop it back ourselves. Roughly 70. And let's see what happens here. It's the best sort of day, right? Today has started off well. I'm drinking pints. Beautiful Spanish weather. No sign of any clouds or any of that jazz. And even look at our airspeed. If you look carefully, see the canards starting to shake, rattle and roll? That's because we're close to, like, you know, don't exceed that speed. 255, look. It's mad, isn't it? Mad. So, we're getting an altitude ping alert only because it's telling us we should now transfer over to the standard barometric pressure. Flying in Europe, that's not the case. It's I don't know what the transition level here is. It's probably around 7,000. But I'm going to ease off the power because, you know, this will be making the plane feel a little bit uncomfortable. So torque has gone from, say, 70. We're going to drop it down now to about 50. And let's have a look. That speed is starting to drop down a bit, and you'll start seeing the shaking ease out and become smooth once again. Because it's composite, like the flexible movement here, you wouldn't necessarily feel that inside the rest of the aircraft. Because it's quite flexible. Now the wings, what are the wings doing? Are they shaking? No, they're quite okay. Right. Let's zoom in our little map here. Now the runway that we want is going to be that of runway 35. I don't particularly want to go on runway 35, so we're going to go 29er. So we're going to have to get creative here. So we're going to go heading. Heading. And we will turn this... Let me see. We're at 14,500. We'll turn this guy over to a heading of 030 degrees. We're going to engage heading mode. And this is just going to allow us now drop the altitude down where we want to. 35 I don't like, so we're going to go for runway 29er. Angels 15 is here. Good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Is that the airport there? Yeah, that's a grass runway, so we'll come in that way. Alright, go ahead, line them up. That'll come on automatically. Seatbelts, please. And let's see what we can do. So speed is still hovering around 240. Engine's looking at 250. As we prepare for landing, prop sync can now come off. Engine ignition, that's all fine. That's all fine. Fuel is still good. Bleed air systems are good. Cabin temperature holding at 21 degrees. Let's just double check this in the cabin now. We're nice and cool from the avionics standpoint, and we're nice and cool in here as well. So that's all looking good to me. Right. Let's continue on. So we're currently on a heading of 030 degrees. We're going to make a right turn now shortly, just to give ourselves a bit of space, and then we'll go in for a whatchamacallit, a visual approach. That monitor just turned off. Look. Why did it do that? No connected devices, you say? Right now. We'll plug everything in. Maybe I pressed the wrong button. I've turned off my little touchscreen here beside me. Right now. Think about it. There we go. Sometimes it does things that we just don't understand. Right. There we are. Okay, new heading coming in. Do this one manually. So 030, let's call this one 090. 090 is now gone in. Speed is right in the limit. Bring the power right back. That canard is flapping like an absolute devil in the wind. There's a drop off. Look at the decel here, look. That's just going into... Oh, Jesus. Easy plane. Easy. There we go. It really didn't like that. That decent. Did I hit beta? Lads, I could have just popped it into beta. Jesus. Right. Local barrow.
Hello there.
Local barrow across 3004. Martel, good to see you. Swap is here. Welcome in. Currently, you're flying the level up 736. Don't understand why the whole NG series is free. It's really, really good.
You haven't a clue what you're doing.
Listen. That could have happened to anyone. But it happened to me. Good news is the canard has stopped flapping around. Right. Altitude's coming down nicely. We'll turn right heading 180 degrees. There it should be. Alright. Ground radar is doing its thing. Coming down to 5,000. Torque is looking good. Let's re-engage our inertial separators. That'll increase our torque. And we wanted runway 29er. Let's see what happens. Now, wasn't there a button here for the... There is. Headphone simulation mode. Isn't that brilliant? But I like the sounds of the aircraft. Okay, 5,000 feet needs to lock us off and then hold. Speed is still coming down nicely. 5,000 be flashing. And we're leveling off. Speed's coming down nicely. Bit of torque coming back in just to maintain about 170, give or take. What a machine, what a machine. Picking up a bit of turbulence. High temperature will always do that. You can also scroll the wheel on the headphone plugs. What does the scrolling do? Does it allow you to adjust it? Really? That's awesome. Yeah, the mouse scroll wheel, yeah. Okay, right turn coming in. Let's call it 290. Level of noise cancellate. That's friggin' awesome, isn't it? We're liking that. Alright, lights are looking good. Speed is looking good. Currently at 5. Let's drop to 4. Alright, searching for a runway. I'd say it's over here a bit. Let's call it maybe 270 and then we'll see the runway approaching. Rustam, good to see you. Hope you're well. Now, speed's after shooting up a little bit as we continue to descend here. We will see the runway shortly, though. Man, look at that view, look. Doesn't seem to be a way that I can lower the gear, at least in the in those camera modes. All right, let's see what happens. Try and hold off on the speed. So far, so good. Speed is holding around the 170 mark. 130 is what we want as we approach. Speed is dropping down nice and easily. Easy now. Let's aim for 290. And we should start seeing this runway, I want to say dead ahead. I don't see it just yet. We know it's along this road somewhere, so keep that on our left hand side and we should be good. Okay, speed coming down now, 155. Do you know, I'd stay closer to this road. It's actually on the... No, hang on, that needs to be on our right, look. Jesus, Murph. So we need to keep this road on our right. Oxart, it's so good. Hey, Heisenberg is here. Mrs. TPHI is here. Good to see you guys. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great day. We're here starshipping. And I haven't died yet. We're doing well. We're just trying to line up a visual approach for 2.9er. There she be. Okay, we got the runway in sight. Down a smidgen on our power. And that's coming down nicely. Easy. That's the gear warning. There she blows. Alright. Hell of a view, right? Hell of a view. Beautiful. Alright, watch your speed. Let's take it out of autopilot. I have control. Bit of nose trim down here. Let's get this canard into action. There she blows. There's something on the way. Something. Right. What was that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened here?
Something on the way.
Leon's up. We lost pneumatic pressure. Engines just died. What? Okay, this is a problem.
Can I get a refund?
No, shag off, engines just died. Oh no, I want to break the whole thing. Jesus. Right.
It's not the plane, it's the pilot.
I got one engine back. What in the name of Jesus happened? Fuel. Fly the plane. What happened there? Jesus. Oh no, I've killed it completely. What is going on? What is going on? Oh, Mother of God. We're in trouble everywhere. Electrical systems have gone. We've had failures all over the place. Who's in charge? Who's after shagging the thing? Jesus! Backup instruments only. Bloody hell. It was all going grand. Oh no, what are they doing?
Who's in charge? You haven't a clue what you're doing.
Listen. We'll figure this one out. You know, constant the caution. Gear is down. Canard is set. We have some thrust.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Ah no, the whole thing's gone terribly wrong. Oh no! Right. Jeez. Why did this happen? What's my speed? 100 knots. Keep it there. Engine conditions are fine. We've had generators are off. We've a failure of the gens, it looks like. Get the thing down, Murph. Jesus. 2-9er, be very gentle with us. Speed is fast. Power to idle. Hold the nose. Get her down. Get her down. Touchdown. Beta. Whew. Jen's coming back. Bloody hell. Manual braking. Out of beta. Left gen is in off. Dead! They died again. Generators keep failing. Oh dear. Battery temperature? What's going on? We'll taxi back in. I have no idea what's happening. Standby avionics. Like, the gens just kept turning off. That was crazy town. There's problems here, look. Only that we had the reigniters armed, we would have been completely shagged. That was friggin' mad. Morse is in here now to the right hand side. Park over here on the right. Jesus, lads, that was... Maybe it's on-air injected failure. It's something. mean, if that doesn't get the old blood pressure going, do you know what I mean? Bloody hell. Right. Right, get up here now, Betsy. Alrighty then. Park and brake. Set. What caused all this? We're having problems with the gens. Very strange. Very, very strange. Left gen has failed, look. Now it's back on. So the gens are failing. Interesting. Right. Inertial separators, that's all grand, that's all grand, that's all grand.
Engine off, time log. The flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
The flight is finished, alright. That was crazy. Absolutely mad, wasn't it? Zero active failures. Well, is that because I turned back on the gens? I've no keybinds to my generators. Weird. Was it the gen?
It's not the plane. It's the pilot.
Was it the gen ties or something? I don't know. Was there something on me hardware, maybe? I mean, we look okay everywhere. Very, very strange, wasn't it? Most unusual. When you said what's happening, the condition levers were in cutoff, were they? I wonder. Jesus, have I any hardware that controls the That's mad, lads. Right. Anyway, I'll go back and look at it myself. That was interesting. Let's buy our games. But the good news is we've made it anyway, yeah, let them out. Passengers can flow out of the airplane. There's so much liquid in the cabin. Anyway, what did OnAir have to say about all of this? So we got a decent landing, all things considered. Let's see here now. Reputation increase, comfort, safety, aircraft handling, soft landing, and a flight score bonus. We've got loads of bonuses. Ooh, nice. Let's okay this. And we've brought in more dollar monies into our career with OnAir, right? But I wonder, did I have something? That had to have been hardware then, lads. It had to have been hardware. Had to have been. Oh, that's the button right there. Unbind that shagging thing. Immediately unbind. What are you on? You're on a mongoose. Search input. Mixture. Get that out of friggin' town. Delete you, you devil you. Go back. Right, that's safer. Whew. So it turns out I was the inevitable reason for my inevitable downfall. Brilliant. But let's not take away from the fact that what an incredible airplane the Starship is, and its quality of life update superb. And we now have some tail wedges working, which I like. That's friggin' awesome, isn't it? Awesome. Right. Excellent stuff. Flight Sim 2024, you've been an absolute blast and a treat. We're now going to move over, friends, to Flight Sim 2020 because we're going to have a look at our flight for this evening. So on air, once again, you have been an absolute pleasure. And well, now, friends, we're going to boot up Flight Sim 2020 because we're flying tonight from a place that we need to look. Now, let me see. Is it a group flight? No. Group flight tracker. I don't think this is updated. Thursday. What is updated? Oh, yeah. Right, let us do some checks. Flight Sim 2020. Let's open up my old add-ons linker. Bio Games, beautiful flight, buddy. Great flying with you, man. Louis Armstrong, and we also have the old Orlando. I don't know how good that payware scenery is. There is one. Its reviews are awful. That's Taxi to Gate. I bought that. That's out years. We'll give it a bash and see what happens. If it's crap, we can just jump into default scenery, right? But our information here. So this Thursday we're flying out of New Orleans and we're heading over to Orlando. That's our flight tonight, right? So we have scenery already loaded for New Orleans, and let's check out. There's also freeware scenery here on flightsim.to for Orlando, KMCO. How has there not been a payware friggin' scenery there yet? Very strange. Just saw Skoda on the M50 and it crosses. What a day to be alive. Brilliant. So what we're doing, home of theme parks, sunshine, Orlando's flat, easy to navigate and often dotted with cumulus clouds. Perfect for VF4 flights. Now, our routing for this evening, let me see. We'll have a look. That's where we're going, right? If I head on over to our Discord, I think we have some information in here. Did your Windows make that sound? Right, let's go down here into ATC and Vatsim. We'll go to the Vatsim area and let's have a look at Vatsim. So, Naughty Gnome, he's an absolute champ when he puts all this stuff together. Might want to double check the departure time. Going to the House of the Mouse. Indeed we are. So our routing for this one, relatively straightforward. Let me see here now. So it is the Grinch 5 arrival we're planning. The Grinch 5. So let's go over here to SimBrief and we're going to start loading in a flight plan and we're going to start looking at a couple of things. I like using VentureSky. A lot of people use the Windy app, windy.com. VentureSky, I think is quite good. It's very accurate for Ireland. That's why I love it. So, well, let's have a look at what's happening. So we're over south of Baton Rouge. We have New Orleans. And we're going from New Orleans over to Orlando. Now, when we're looking at the weather, there's a couple of things we're watching for, right? In particular, we want to be looking at weather fronts coming in. That's going to be thunderstorms, rain, high pressure meeting low pressure, all these sort of things. And we can see them here from these ISO bars and all this stuff. We're going to start off with the wind speed, and this is going to give us an idea. Now, this is currently looking at 1400 at the moment. We need to go to this evening to have a look. So we'll know that it's nice and calm. However, there looks to be maybe a bit of cyclone activity down here, right? We're just north of that's just south of Orlando. So as the time moves on, yes, there is weather moving in. Okay, let us look at the higher wind speeds as everything starts loading up here in 2020. So if we're looking at the winds now later on, straight away we know we're going to have a lovely tailwind on our flight tonight, that of about 50 knots, look, right? So from New Orleans, depending on our routing, but it's going to give us a tailwind along the way, so that'll definitely help. And as we get into our arrival time, that tailwind is definitely holding there. If we're looking at this weather system, let me see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This line here, this weather front, it's actually moving south, which is ideal, right? Ideal. Now, if we were to look at what sort of precip or even thunderstorms, well, from New Orleans, we seem to be okay. There's a bit of activity in and around Orlando, but it doesn't seem to be directly over top. However, in saying that, there's definitely a couple of cells on the way in, and that seems to be moving westerly. Sorry, yeah, westerly, right? So let's give us an hour by hour. And we can close off this dude here. So an hourly, that's still loading. So from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. There's going to be rain in the area. All right. In relation to cloud coverage, again, we can have a look. So when we leave New Orleans, it should be fairly nice. Couple of clouds, a few clouds. But as we're coming into Orlando, well, that's going to change, because we're coming right in at the tail end of a massive buildup of clouds. So we're going to be probably landing in broken or overcast conditions. All right. So the information that we're running off at the moment, tailwind to help us along. It'll be dry leaving New Orleans. We're going to be flying kind of in the direction of a front, which is moving south in Orlando. So we'll probably pick up some clouds, bit of precip as we're approaching that. So we'll have to see how this one goes. Current weather radar, that's showing us what's happening. It's relatively clear where we're going. Gesundheit, I had to sneeze. So, yeah, I'm happy enough-ish with the weather. There's all sorts of activity down south, thunderstorms and whatnot, but it doesn't seem to be affecting us on our flight this evening. So we're going to go into our dispatch system, and the sim should be loaded here now. It is. So we're in our 737-8. We're going to start off down the ground here at Louis Armstrong International. And I'm trying to remember, we got Bravo 12 when we were here the last day. Just give me Bravo 12. Stop acting the Muppet. Why does it do that? Here we go. Bravo 12 is going to be at our departure. There's updates coming in there. Flight conditions, we'll go live and live. And let's load in the sim to see what happens. All right. I'm looking forward to this now. This is, I really enjoy our Vatsim flights. They're a ton of fun. So the whole purpose of this is we brief the flight, have a look at what's happening. We'll go through all our charts now to figure out all the stuff there as well. And yeah, let's just see how the sim is going to behave. So it's early morning still. Well, I say early morning. What was it? 7:30, 6:30 in the morning here in New Orleans. So let the system initialize. Get all our... That sounded abrupt. Let's have a look at GSX as well, just to make sure that that's running okay. And we'll see what the story is here now in a moment. Look to be good, look to be good. Right, so we'll get rid of GSX for the minute. We're going to come back in here to our sim brief. Where do we have sim brief open? Here we go. So we're going to do a new flight. We're going to say we are Firefly 235. We're going to be leaving KMCY. No, it's not. It's KMSY. We're heading over to KMCO. Am I right in saying that? No, KM... Jesus, what's the... KMSY. There we go, Louis Armstrong. And our aircraft type is that of a 737-8. Let it load in. And the routing we want to give it is... Right, it's a little bit different, so we'll put in our own. Analyze that route. That's our routing, okay? So we want to find SIDS and stars for this. Bridge 5, there she be. Departing runway 20, arriving runway 35 right. And that's what our flight is going to look like. Block time is going to be 1:50. So let's generate this and let's see what happens. So we're going to be flying over the coast, Tennessee neck of the woods. Oh, sorry, Tallahassee neck. That's Florida. South Georgia and then down. Why do I keep saying Tennessee? That's miles away. Right. Pensacola, Tallahassee, Jacksonville. That's grand. Okay, the routing looks to be fairly straightforward. So that's all loaded in. That looks good to me. Cruise altitude for tonight's flight, flight level 350. We're going to be carrying a total of 183 passengers, look. 183 passengers. All right, so let's see. Hello, Flo. Let's see what we can do here. We can request a boarding. Just make sure all our systems are working the way they should. Make sure our volumes are working the way they should. Stream Deck. Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah, that's 100%. Lovely. That works there. And GSX, whenever you're ready in your own good time. Jesus, holy frame rates. 140 frames, nothing wrong with that. Why doesn't GSX want to play?
The boarding requested.
Thanks very much. Gee hell. Only press it 6 times, that'll do. Right, aircraft, let's be talking to you. Battery, emergency lights, ground power not yet available. GSX will probably ask us for that, but we can go ground operations, request a ground power unit, and we're loading. Why can't I change this? There we go. Let me see. Ground power is now connected. Electrical pumps, fuel pump, IRS is aligned.
Passengers deboarding starting.
And this system will start coming up on running here now in a minute. So aircraft wise, we're looking good. Scenery is loading well, no issues there. Let's come on back down to here. That's grand. Navigraph will come up. And unload and import the flight from SimBrief, and we'll go ahead and look at our flight plan for this evening. Okay, that's coming in while we're here. Also, let's have a quick look on Vatsim. The Vatsim radar. This is an absolutely incredible website. Incredible website. So we'll be checking this one out.
Runway awareness. Okay. Feet.
Navigraph subscription. Don't forget to connect it here. Hello. Okay, so KMSY, there's an aircraft on the ground here. Who be that? United 263. And we're heading down to Orlando. No coverage over there just yet. So what we can do, we'll get ourselves connected to Vatsim. Oh, I never installed the V-Pilot gadget. Hang on. How does this work now? Let me see. Does it go into my sim or does it go in the other yoke? Read me. Thanks for downloading the audio. To get you started with a few configurations, make sure your V-Pilot audio routes to a non-monitored audio device, one that isn't rooted in your headset. Make sure that the top drop down and audio normalizer matches your Vatsim output devices. Make sure the bottom drop down and audio normalizer routes to your headphones. Oh Jesus, right, okay. Now, I would be afraid popping this one in straight away, only because all my stream sounding stuff is on my streaming PC, along with V-Pilot. Let's park that for the moment, because that's something that's liable to break, you know what I mean? And in actual fact, it needs to be on the other one. Félix, bonjour. Je ne peux pas anglais, malais, français. Neil Sheagot. Parlez-vous l'anglais, s'il vous plaît? Yeah, my French is... I don't know enough French. I know enough about France to know I know nothing about France. Right, now, what are we doing? Connect. I don't want us on mode Charlie. There we go. There we go. We should see an aircraft. We do. There's a Southwest. Right now, is he Vatsim? Oh, here's a Vatsim aircraft. United Okay, we're looking good there. JW, good to see you. Okay, so we'll go onto LonelyCom just to see can we get some sort of chatter. What else do we want to do? Want to make sure that my Sim app Pro is working. And we want 122.8. We can go CTAF, but I'm just going to use Unicom. Oh no, not Sim app. Jesus, Murphy, no. Exit that. It's Moby Flight we want. It's now. Right, let's run this configuration. Now let's have a look at our MCP. You're working, and you're working. Super duper. New Orleans traffic, Firefly 235, radio check. Thank you very much. Sweet, it works. CTAF 119 or 5, sweet. Alright, so we're connected to the network, it works, aircraft is loaded. No errors, scenery is loaded, no errors. Lovely hurtling. Right, we're now going to move and go to Orlando. And as we have a look at this, we will go back into this. And we're going to start looking out at the aircraft, or at the airport. So runway 20 is going to be our departure. That's going to be up behind us. So if we're on the Bravo, we'll expect taxi Golf, Sierra, or we could get Golf Hotel. It's down here. All right, so Sierra, there's a holding bay here. Look, interesting. So that's fairly straightforward. We didn't get a departure, did we? So, ooh, this is going to be self-vectoring. So it'll be a left turn up to the VOR. Or the TACAN, it looks like. All right, okay, so self-vectoring, if we don't have ATC, left turn up out there. That's grand. Moving on, if we have a look at our approach, this is where things get interesting. So we're expecting runway 35 right. Let me see. Defun, Dita, Jax, Jammers, Cokes, Grinch 5. So there's the Grinch. So how do we get to that? Let me see. Dita. We're going to be coming in from Cokes Elite. So we're coming in from Elite. Do we see Elite on this? No. There's Cokes. Wyatt. There's Elite. Okay, so we're going to go straight to Elite, is it? Or is that the transition from ISIS, or ISIS? There it is. And that's coming in then from Defun. So the Lee VP, Defun, yeah, look, it's taking us all the way in there. Jesus, look at that. So we're actually getting our initial approach fix miles in a box, man. Good to see you, man. What is the name of the audio normalizer you're using? Well, I'm not actually using it yet, but it's from Katie Pilot. I'm terrified to install it on my machine over there because I don't want to. Well, it'll only do vPilot. It'll only do vPilot. I'll have a look at it later on, you know, because what it does, it normalizes all the audio that you can hear coming in from vPilot on Vatsim, which is great because sometimes you fellas going, yes, I'm over here, and then you've other lads going, right, it can shag the whole thing completely. What's it called? I'm not telling you. It's called, it's over on flightsim.to. Hang on. Audio normalizer, I think it is. KE Pilot audio normalizer. Here we go. In a box, man, just for you. I'll pop it into the chat. It's only for Vatsim though. Yes. Right. There we go. There's a link to the bit of software. Now, let's come back into here and let's load into KMCO. Oh no, same aircraft, Murph. KMCO, Orlando. This is a big ass airport. Where in the name of all our, like, what terminal are we going for? So we're coming in on 35 right, isn't it? So we want to be parking up around the 127s. So put me into 127. and load her up. Let's see what happens. In a box, man. No worries, buddy. Hope you're well, man. Right, this will be interesting. I don't know if this scenery is good, bad, or indifferent. I haven't used it in years. Taxi to the Gate. They used to be fairly good at making scenery. But it's a sim. I think it's a sim market scenery. We'll find out now in a second, lads. Looks okay. It's currently raining here. Interesting. Okay. Frame rates are good. Scenery looks okay. The scenery pop in. Is she heavy on frames? 100 frames? Seems okay. Seems more than okay. Pub Charlie is southwest.
The boarding requested.
Okay, so we were going. What did we say? 3.5, wasn't it? Little bit stuttery. Okay, so the runway looks okay. Runway looks very good. So our exit point here. This looks okay. The ramp. Don't fall through. That could be a problem. Oh, it's okay. It's solid. Oh, that's not solid. Ooh, that could be an issue this evening. Right, that could be an issue this evening.
Passengers deboarding starting.
We'll have to test that. Floaty scenery. Ah, bloody hell, we've two of them. That one's okay. And then over yonder where we are. Right! An issue that's not an issue now. It's a massive airport. Last time I was in Orlando, I had more or less to drive around it. No way, man. Have I got the latest build? I do. Well, according to Sim Market, I do. Right. Let's finish off some of our planning, and then we'll test out the runway. Is that fair enough? So let us have a look at the star. So we're gonna come in from D-Fun. So we're coming in this way. D-Fun, flight level 180. Over to Izz's Elite, and then we're down to the Grinch 5. So altitude and speed restrictions: 290 at 17,000 feet, 280 between 11 and 16. And then we're in this way, Haram, and then we're at the Dory and Bryce. Okay. What about an approach? We want an ILS for 3.5 right. ILS 3.5 right. We're coming in from Bryce. How is this going to work? There's an RNAV, which probably be easier. But how do we get vectored onto that? How far down do you bring me? Bryce. So we want it from Bryce. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay. So we need to go from Bryce and then in that way. Yeah, we're going to be vectored. Okay. Right. People are walking in a jetway with no jetway connected. Did the jetways not work here? Don't tell me the shagging jetways don't work. Oh, look at the stutters. It's thinking about it. There she goes. I don't have a GSX profile now, but sure, listen, you grand. Alright, I mean, look at it, works, right? It works. But then what? It just disappeared again. Look at that. Right. Are they GSX jetways? Let's not worry about jetways. Right, okay, let me see. What do we want? When do we want it? We want to power up this aircraft. I want to taxi around. Right, that's working. Okay, GSX, shag off there now. It was great fun playing with you, but no thanks. Okay. GSX, prepare for pushback. Searching add-ons. Let's see what happens, friends. We need to taxi here to see if it's going to be alright. You know what I mean? Because I have a terrible feeling it won't be. PS Miranda, it's like, say intentions are actually doing, they're getting close on doing that. Prepare pushback. Hello, Captain. APU, start her up. Ah, you can slew, but like, you know, we'll start it up proper and see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's see here now. Electronic flight bag. Do all the stuff.
Runway. Awareness. Okay. Feet.
Iris, position, origin, disagree. Ah, yeah, don't worry about that. That's all fine. Right, don't need to worry about that. Rejected takeoff is set. Some lighting camera for him. Yes, looks terribly nice. Yes, beautiful lighting. Yes, panel brightness. That APU is available. Please. APU Jan. Disconnect ground power. Departure clearance requested. Waiting for other services to complete. GPU. Release. Right. Let's see what. Select handling. American Airlines. There goes my jetway. Get our bleeds on here.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Good man yourself, Hinton. Oh Jesus, my chocks are still there. Brakes on. Release the chocks. Alright, let us just witness the stuff.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Montana, dude, good to see you. Sorry, Murray, not yet. Not yet.
Locking gear.
Okay, where is it we want to go? So we're gonna push back, nose right. We want to go across this bridge and that bridge to test it, right? So it's going to be on hotel. It's going to be onto golf. That's what we want. On to golf. Nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Blades off. Right, packs off. Engine 2 coming up. Looking good. GSX is outdated. Is it? Balls. Right, we'll need to do one of those as well.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
GSX outdated. Cursed Jesus.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Left side coming up. Wait for it now. I like Flight Sim, but I'm not happy with the sim. Monitor is on the no game list till multiplayer's fixed. Oh, no way. You'll be waiting a while for the old multiplayer, although it is working better. Left side coming alive.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Good man yourself. All clear. Flaps coming down. Good. Jen's back. Packs on. Lead off. APU off. All right. Let's taxi this mother. This is very, very immersive, isn't it? Hang on, is it this one? Yeah. Right, hopefully we don't die, lads. I'm just saying, you know, over the bridge. How's the frame rate getting on? Little bit. Wait now, Murph. Yeah, we're okay. We crossed this guy. And then we have our first bridge on the far side. Alright.
Approaching 17 right.
There's a bit of a stutter. Alright, let's see what happens here with the old bridges. Jesus. What's going to happen? I hope this one seemed fine. So far so good. Yeah. We're okay. Bit of a bump. We're alright, we can live with that. Bonjour, monsieur. Hope all is well. Right, let's see what happens now. Is it this turn? Yes. Right, this is the ticket here on Juliet. Hopefully this doesn't go pear-shaped now. Do you know what I mean? In a world, one man attempts to check the integrity of a taxiway. Will it hold? Won't it hold? What's going to happen? We're approaching it. Up a bit of a hill. It's looking at us, mocking us. What's going to happen? Jesus. Up the hill. Yes! It's going up a hill! It's going up the hill! Bit of a bump. Yes, it works. The bridge works, friends. We have nothing now to worry about. Jesus, though, right? I mean, the heart was bumping there, you know. Where's that looking at? Wait now, do my reverses not work? They don't. Now they do. Back her up there quick, Vinton. Nothing to see here, lads. We're just backing it up. Jeez, reverses are good on this, aren't they? Right. Well, this is great gas altogether. Parking brake set. Okay, so the good news is,
Jesus.
the good news is it works and we didn't die over the bridge. That was my biggest worry. So that's good, lads. That's good. So to recap on what we've just covered, we've had a look at the weather, right? And we're expecting kind of more of the same when we get here this evening. We had a look at our departure, non-standard departure, self-vectoring if we don't have ATC. The en route stuff is fairly straightforward. And then when it comes to our arrival, well, we're on the Grinch 5 arrival, all the way from Defun, all the way in. We're going to pick up our initial approach fix from here. Then it's down to Elite. And from Elite, then it's going to be into Bryce. And then we're expecting to get some sort of vectoring over for the ILS approach. Now, for the ILS, this approach, climb to 500, right turn up to 3000 outbound on the Orlando VOR on the radial 140, heading over to Presk at 16.2 DME and hold. So let's figure this out in our head, right? So we will go climb 500, right turn up to 3000 feet, and then we'll enter the Presk VOR outbound at 16.2 DME, and then from there we enter the hold. And if we need to do anything after that, ATC will advise. If we don't have ATC, we'll vector ourselves from the hold back down to cruise and back in again, right? So if we don't have ATC, when we exit the hold, we can come down this way and we'll just vector our way back to cruise and we'll give it another shot. Does that look like a plan? Yeah, see that, lads. Yeah, I'm interested to try a bit of explain. Okay, so that's our missed approach. Remember, that's a right turn in the hold. Oh no, outbound is it not? Outbound on the VOR 140. Oh, you're right. So we need to, when we enter here, we'll be doing something like, how do we do this teardrop approach? Something like this. Does that make sense? Teardrop that way. Hey, Brett Plays, good to see you. I hear you blowing up starships over there. We had a blast with the starship. It was awesome. Balky, what do you reckon? Would it be a left turn into it or would it be a right turn? I imagine we fly into it and turn right. That seems kind of dangerous though to someone else in the hold. Are we better off? Hang on. Are we better off going this way? And teardrop this way, perhaps? What would you do? Yellow or blue? There's a question, lads. Would you go yellow or blue into the hold? So we're coming in from the red, and we either go yellow. Yellow doesn't seem right. I'd say it'd be blue. No, I know to stay in the hold, but in order to get the hold, because the right-hand turns, meaning that when we... Or do we just go straight across from there? Do we just do something like that? And then follow it around that way? Blue should be on the inside. I only see pink. To be fair, we can configure it. The aircraft will do it itself. I just want to know kind of what to expect. Isn't it described in the charts? Well, it just says intercept at 16 DME and hold. Blue should be follow outbound from fix and then turn left to intercept. So that'll be follow outbound on the fix and then left teardrop. Okay, so yeah, so it's press and then a teardrop. All right. So let's just make sure we know this. So we'll go this way. So we'll fly this way. Yeah. And then we're going to teardrop back in like this. And once we do that, then we enter the hold this way. Is that better off? So it is a left-hand turn. So something like that. Yeah. Parallel or offset, pilot discretion. Yeah, I think the plane will probably do it for us anyway. As far as I know, the Boeing, the holes in the Boeing are pretty good. Yeah, so it's pretty much something like that. All right. And then we fly on the outbound 140 radial and we hold. All right. Do we understand why this was of relative importance? Because if for whatever reason we do get a hold, we could be held there for a while, and there could be other aircraft there. Now, if ATC is on, sure, we're laughing. They'll control it. But if they're not on, we need to figure this out ourselves. And the rules are we must maintain minimum 1,000 feet separation, you know, vertically from other aircraft. So we have to be 1,000 feet below or above other aircraft in the hold. Minimum 1,000 feet. So we just want to be careful. As we enter the hold, we'll need to know if there's someone holding, what's their altitude, because we'll need to adjust ours in order to get in there. Yeah? Missed approaches, you cannot overstate how important these are. You need to know what's happening, because this, one of the most single biggest reasons people get like in trouble or upset on Vatsim, because controllers are saying, what the hell are you doing, right? If you have an idea of what to expect, you spend a bit of time like what we're doing now. We have a bit of time to figure out to say, well, look, we're going to be flying the runway heading. If it all goes, you know, terribly, terribly wrong, well, ATC are going to say, you know, the published missed approach, we'd be flying this direction. We have to do a right turn, because information is up here, look. It says climb to 500 feet. Then, as you're climbing, make a right turn to 3,000 feet until you're on the outbound 140 VOR to Presk. You then get down to Presk, and from there, we'll be planning to do a left teardrop entry into that holding pattern. Does that make sense? So we now know what it is in our head, right? We're flying, oh no, we need to go missed approach, swing around to the right, get back up to 3,000 feet, and get ourselves down to that holding pattern at the Presk VOR. That's kind of it. So that's all we need to spend a bit of time and just visualize it in our head, because if it happens to us later on, it doesn't become as a shock and, oh, what do we do? And I'm having a problem with me plane. I think it's glitched, right? Our job is to make sure that we have an idea of what to expect here. All right? Now, chances of the wind changing? It's always possible. In fact, could we get a TAF? So if we look at the KMCO, let's open this up. Let's look at the weather, right? So the METAR, which is current now, Winds 60 at 40. Let's look at the TAF, right? So here's one later on. They're expecting winds 70, 8 knots, 6 miles, scattered clouds, cumulonimbus, right? Broken clouds, thunderstorms in the vicinity at 9 o'clock tonight. Now, it's still VFR conditions, but they're letting us know the weather, the TAF, the terminal area forecast. Well, that's telling us what to expect later on. If we want to go from 1400 Zulu, scattered clouds, scattered at 2.5, scattered at 8, and scattered or broken at 14,000, and it's changing rapidly. Winds 60, 7 knots, winds 70, 8 knots, winds 50. So the winds, they're all coming in northerly. All the wind is coming in from the one direction later on. They're all coming in from this neck of the woods. That's the wind direction, and we're going to be going this direction, so we can expect a crosswind. But you're talking 5 or 6 knots. It's nothing. Not in these planes. 10 knots, you'll start feeling it. You know. So when we get to Presque, yeah, it's just going to be a left turn. But that's what's called a teardrop entry. You know. If you do an offset, does that say outside? Doesn't an offset, if we want to do an offset entry, it'd be something like this. Yeah? Or you can be completely mad and do this. As pilots, we have all the options, yeah? We could do something like this. It's up to us what direction we go around, you know? Yeah, you offset to the inside, yeah? But that'd be a right turn. Wouldn't that be right, Vex? Anyway. Red is offset. Yeah. No, I'm happy enough with that. And then just a bit of navigation when we get down to the airport, a bit of familiarization, because we're going to be landing on 35 right over here, yeah? Well, we know our exit point, not a hope we're going to meet November, so we're going to get Juliet over the bridge, and we're going to ask them for airside 2. 127 is ideal. Airside 2 is what we're looking for. If we don't get that, it's only like, here's the layout. If the north terminal, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Odd is to the left, evens to the right, north facing. And then even taking the citations, they'll probably end up over here, over at the FBOs, over on the ramp. Is it called teardrop because ATC start crying when they see pilots entering it? Yeah. Brilliant. Blue is madness, but it's me, lads. Expect me to do the mad stuff. You know what I mean? But no, I'm happy enough with that. I'm looking forward to this flight. And we should get a nice bit of weather along the way, and certainly be able to see some stuff happening as well. Sim is running really well, and this is Flight Sim 2020. So yeah, I'm happy enough with this, lads. I'm happy enough with this. I've been enjoying the 737. I have to say, last week really enjoyed that flight. This week it's going to be no different. I just want to make sure we don't get any horrible stutters or issues or any of that jazz. There's a couple of stutters I can see already. Performance here is going to be interesting. Now, by loading them in, this is all going into the scenery cache, so you know, that's the hope. There's photogrammetry here as well, that's why. Actually, hang on. We want to load as much as this into the into our cache file as we can. Those little stutters. That's what it's all about. So 70-ish frames. There's a couple of stutters coming in, but that's okay. Look around here as well. So it's loading up stuff in the distance. There's a big stutter. And then into the airport. There's 1. There's 3. Oh, hang on. Balls. There's 1 and 3. There's 2 and 4. Is the FBO's in the ramp over here? Signature over here, I thought. There's United. Where's Signature at? Are they up the road? DHL cargo. There's Galaxy. There's customs. There's United. Oh, look at the big pause. Or sure, maybe Signature wouldn't be here. Sure, wouldn't they be operating out of Orlando Executive, wouldn't they? Oh, Cessna Citation, look. Yeah, sure, Signature probably don't have an FBO here. Okay. Yeah, yeah, Orlando Executive. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Interesting. All right. I think we're good, lads. I hope we're good. We'll find out if we're not, you know. There is a Signature at MCO, is there? Interesting. This is a class machine. The sounds of the engines. You gotta love it. Let me see. Germano, good to see you, buddy. Have I tested the RJ Professional? I have. It is absolutely stunning. It's stunning. The RJ is a stunning aircraft. West of 36 left. Oh, hang on. We've stuff in here, look. That's very cargo orientated. It must be over here. Oh, hang on. Magic Carpet Aviation? There's Signature. Well done. We found Signature. All right. Makes sense. I'm looking forward to this flight. We will be kicking off at 1900 Zulu later on this evening, guys, in about 5 hours time, give or take. And we're going to be flying this flight on Vatsim. You're more than welcome to join along for the fun. And hopefully we get a couple of pilots with us tonight, because I love these Vatsim flights. They're so much fun. So, yeah, new sounds for the 737, I see. Who are they from? I have the ones from Orbex, which I think that's Boris, I think, isn't it? I think so. Right, lads, thank you all so very much indeed for keeping me company this afternoon. There is an update from Orbex. Hang on, we'll get to Orbex. Yes. Let's see now, let's see. When you're saying the new sounds, did they just get an update? Because these are the sounds that I'm using in the aircraft. I hope they added flap sounds. There's no flap sounds in the 7.3. Let's see here now. Power sounds are fantastic. They really are, Tim Dog. Yeah, they're awesome. Echo 19 and Boris, the two of them, lads, they're just doing incredible things. Do you know? Loading products and libraries. Come on, Orbex, you can do it. Anyway, let's we can shut off the sim, because if there is an update, we can pop it straight in. In actual fact, then, I need to load up FSDT, and that's going to be... Is it the installer or live update? I can never remember. You have to update X-Plane 2. It looks stunning. Yeah, we'll do that as well. I fly on 737s the most in real life. The sounds are so realistic. Yeah. Orbex is slow loading up. That's only recently, though. It's never that slow. Now I know they're doing updates on their servers, like they're deploying a whole load of different add-ons. But anyway, listen, I'm going to do this offline. I'm just going to update the other thing. What's it called? Let's go 2020. Let's see if there's any updates here. So slow. Right, Sim. Good luck to you. Thanks for playing. And we can close Moby Flight as well. Close. We have an update here already. That's the 750. My products. Let's go to 737 sound set. User guide. I version 1.1. version 1.1. So I think that's the latest. I think. Is it? Hayden, good to see you, Hayden. Hope you're well. Version 1.1, it seems to be the main one. Doesn't tell me, doesn't show you when it was updated. But that's what I have installed already. I already have that. You know? So, let's see. I'll keep Orbex open just in case there is a... there's a loud ping. Just in case there is an update there. FSDG. What did we do, lads? Did we go into the installer or the live update? I always go to the live update. Live update. And then it tries to install everything, look. Look, it goes through all of this. It is what it is. Anyway, right, lads, we'll catch you at 1900 Zulu later on this afternoon. Fix your camera, Murph. You've been off to one side all day. There we go. And, right, thank you all so very much indeed for tuning in and keeping us company. And we'll see you tonight for our Vatsim flight. Till then, have an awesome day. I rarely use this word when it comes to flight sim add-ons. I reserve it only for the special kind. But like, there's no point saying anything other than this is shite. It's shite. Like, for a warbird, it's one of the finest warbirds ever released in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Considering you have the excellent work of Flying Iron. This thing, because of the extra features, because of the because of the optimization, because of how well it looks and sounds, even flying this thing gives you an experience you probably haven't got already in the sim when it comes to flying a warbird. It feels heavy. It feels cumbersome. It behaves differently. And there's a lot of depth to it. It's a cracker. It's a masterpiece. Oh, we never did the thing, look. It's usually the best, it's the best way to do things. You know what I mean? It's usually the best way to do things. Is no matter what sort of a day you're having, just come in and just have a bit of a slag with me, you know? Oh, me knee! Oh, hang on. I'm after bashing me knee. We're doing a thing, right? We're almost supersonic. Well, we're only at 400 knots. That was the most cinematic anticlimax ever. Yeah, but hang on, give it time. There's